Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you how to make codfish and rice, island style. So we have the salted cod fish here, and you're going to need an onion, sweet pepper, celery, thyme, garlic. You're also going to, you can use soy sauce if you want a little bit of soy sauce, and then you'll need some tomato sauce and rice, of course. And then we're also going to put some pigtail in the rice as well. And we serve this dish with avocado pear and fried plantain. So to start, I'm washing the codfish because it's so salty. It was actually packed with salt. That's how they preserve it. So I'm washing some of the salt, but actually most of the salt off of the fish before we wash it again and then boil it. Cod, and it's salted cod. It's boneless, product of Canada. We got it from the local market where they sell Caribbean food and I guess ethnic foods. If you're in North Carolina, it's called Compare Foods. I know that store is also in New York. So what I'm gonna do is wash, just let it soak for a little bit, and then wash all the salt off. And then we have to let it soak again. After we take the salt off and change this water, let it soak again in water. Then we're going to boil it. So I'm just gonna rinse all this off to get all the salt off, drain the water, put more water in it, and then I'll leave it to soak for maybe about an hour or so. Then from there we'll take it and boil it. Okay? So yeah, that water. Washing, you're just rubbing, because it looks like as soon as it hit the water, most of the salt is gone. See how it looks? It's the cod. I'm just gonna move it around a little bit to make sure I got all the pieces. Also, like some that had flaps, make sure you raise it out. Then I'm going to change this one. The salted water is out. So now I'm going to put fresh water. So we'll leave this now soaking for about an hour. And then we'll put it to boil. The reason why we're leaving it to soak, because it's been preserved with the salt for so long. So we're trying to get most of that salt out. And we're probably going to have to boil it. So since we're doing this, we washed it off. Now we're soaking it for about an hour or so. Then we're going to probably boil it just once. Now if I didn't have time to soak it, I'll probably boil it twice. Okay? So let's fill this up. Just make sure the water is covering all the fish. I'll just rest it on the counter while I find something else to do. And I think now mommy don't know this, but I also had some pigtail in the freezer. And I'm going to stuck to the paper. There we go. That's the easy pour out the pigtail. So we're going to put that in the rice too. This will have to boil also separately. But as you can see, still like always just to wash the meat. Look at that dirty water. So I'm going to just change the water. I'll put some more for it to soak. So it's just to rinse the thing off. In the meat shop and they're just pulling off meat all day. after washing the fish thoroughly, we're adding water to it so we can put it on to boil. And now we're going to do the same thing to the pigtail, but it's going to boil in a separate pot. And yes, that's water you see us pouring in because of the area we live in. We use bottled water for drinking and cooking. Okay, so after boiling the fish, the cod, salted codfish, you're going to pour off the
Salted water.
salted water. And how many times you boil it? Just once?
Yeah.
Alright, because we had soaked it already. So if we didn't soak it, then I would say boil it like two times or so to get rid of the salt. So now we're just picking it. We're gonna have big chunks of the fish. You don't want it too fine, so that's why she's doing it with her hands and not a fork. And this is how it will look. We also prep the vegetables. So it's gonna be tomatoes cut up, garlic, sweet pepper, celery, onion, parsley, and hot pepper.
Thyme.
And we're also going to put this thyme. Alright. That's the fish again. Okay, so now she's doing the pigtail.
It's already boiled.
Okay, so talk to the people.
The pigtail is boiled already, so I'm going to now cut it up.
Did you peel off any fat over that?
Yes.
Skimpy since we last saw it.
Yes, I cut off some of the fat
Yeah.
to avoid, we don't want to have so much excess fat. So I cut off most of the fat. Now I'm going to cut up the tail into nice little chunks
So everybody will get it.
so that at least everybody will get a little piece when they eat their rice. Everything on the stove, not in the rice cooker. I'm going to fry it on everything first. And this is about half cup of cooking olive oil. I use Trader Joe's Greek,
Extra virgin.
extra 100% Greek Kalamata extra virgin olive oil.
Don't you let that get hot?
And I'm going to let this heat up a little, not too hot.
So don't put the stove on high, put the stove
Stove on, like I have like medium heat. Alright, I'm going to put in my vegetables, onions, celery, everything. Just mix up everything together. little high in order for it to simmer better. Now around this time I can add the tomatoes so that the tomatoes can cook through along with the other vegetables. Time. I'm going to put it in the store, just like that. So you're not putting the meat on. No. That is what I'm not putting the store. Just put it in just like that. Continue to blend everything together. Packet of Szechuan seasoning. It's now about halfway through simmering. I'm going to turn on my stove a little bit because it's getting too hot. I don't want it to burn. I just want it to cook slowly. See now how everything is looking much browner and nicer instead of all green how it was when we started. You can see now that everything is browned nicely. So we are ready to put in the fish, the minced fish that I have done already. I'm going to blend it all in together with the vegetables and the fish and vegetables together so that it can cook. All those delicious flavors can get into the fish from the vegetables. of pigtail. I'm going to blend the pigtail in so that it could get brown, just like the codfish and the vegetables. Everything will get brown. Tomato sauce so that we can get more nutrients plus color. All right, I'm adding water now. This is about 2 cups of water. We'll need 4 cups because we're going to cook a big pot of codfish and rice.
So we're not
Okay,
gonna put the 4 cups
so
in here.
no, we're not going to put the 4 cups here. I'm going to leave this here so that it can start simmering a little for now while I go and get my rice to wash my rice. We always wash our rice.
So should
About-
we cover this while we wait, or?
Oh, we can leave it like this. You have to put salt too. Gotta taste it first because I don't know what it tastes. I'm pouring in, I'm measuring 2 cups of rice. My favorite rice I like is parboiled. Parboiled long grain rice. And it's gluten free, enriched with vitamins and iron. But I still wash it. Even though it's vitamins and everything, I still wash rice. I normally cook with 6 cups. I'm cooking 6 cups because we have a big family. It's not that big. Alright. So you'll be constantly gonna cook the rice. Washing the rice.
Look at that dirt.
I'm now going to pour that dirty water off. And I'm going to wash it a second time. 2 washes. I'm not satisfied with 1 wash. I feel better making sure that the wash is clean, the rice is clean. Second washing. Look again. More dark. I am going to get a taste of the water here to see if I need to add salt, because remember we use salted codfish and salt pigtail. Even though it was boiled, I'm going to make sure that everything is seasoned nicely by tasting. I'm going to use my little taste spoon.
So you need salt. Talk about how much salt you gonna put in.
I'm going to put about a teaspoon of salt, seasoned enough for me. I guess we boiled most of the salt out of it when we boiled it so I'm going to add another spoonful of sea salt. Another taste to see if it's seasoned. Good. Now I have to put half in this, remember? This isn't going to. Now I'm adding the rice that I washed.
I'll be cooking it in this pot first before just putting everything in your rice cooker.
Okay, so I'm putting it in this. I'm adding the rice to this pot just to get the rice blended with everything here. But I'm going to.
We have the rice pot warming right now. Nothing's inside. Okay. So you didn't put all the rice in there?
No, I only put a part of, most of the rice is in here, but this pan, as you can see, cannot hold all the rice.
So what you're saying is you're going to transfer it to the rice cooker. So go on.
You notice I'm going to apply it to the same pot so that I can get all the leftover pieces of vegetables and everything from this pot. You don't want to lose anything, you want to just save everything. You don't want no waste. Put the rest of the rice in the rice cooker. Now I'm now stirring and blending the rice into the mixture.
So that's all the rice now?
This is all the rice that's added now to the mixture.
So we're going to mix it real good to make sure everything's mixed up. All the fish is in there.
Everything is here. The fish, the pigtail, the vegetables, everything. And I tasted it and it was so Now this is, I've added all the water.
So you just added another half a cup.
I added another half a cup of water.
4.5 cups of water to 4 cups of rice?
6 cups.
6 cups of rice. And then you just want to make sure the rice is fully covered.
Make sure that the water covers the rice.
Because I know most times it's difficult to determine how much rice is enough. I mean, how much water is enough water when cooking rice, because you don't want it to be hard. At the same time, you don't want it to be soft and mushy like risotto. So you can see here it's just barely covering the rice. You see when she moves it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just barely covering. So you're not going to fully cover it. Well, you're fully covering it. Almost.
But we like our rice grainy. When we cook our rice, we like it to be a grainy rice.
Yeah.
It can be separated from each other, from one another.
It's not going to be mushy like
not
a risotto.
going to be a soppy, mushy rice.
And then of course we don't want it to be hard.
And we don't want it to be hard.
All right. So what you're going to do? You're going to cover it up with
I'm
foil?
going to put some foil over it. I always like to put foil over my
So we're going to put foil over it before we put the lid, just to seal in the heat to make sure that it fully cooks.
Now I'm going to
Turn your rice cooker
turn
on.
my rice cooker on and leave it to simmer.
So how long do you think this will take to cook?
Probably about 30 minutes.
Wow, okay. All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, so while we wait for the food to cook, I just came and cleaned up the kitchen. And yes, we wash dishes with our hands. We don't use the dishwasher. It's there, but we don't use it. And all the dishes are clean. Stove is cleaned down. Rice is still cooking. And then we have a plantain we're going to fry, a ripe plantain. If you know, you know. Caribbean people don't cook food without having a plantain on the side. And then we also got some avocado pear we're going to add with it. Okay.
We're going to turn our rice over. We have to toss our rice at this time. So we have to turn it up. So we are now going, after stirring up the rice, we left the rice to simmer for another 10 minutes. And I'm going to now fry some plantain. Some nice ripe plantain. And that would be as a side for the catfish and rice. We also have Hess avocados. That will also be the other side. Avocado here.
Okay, and here's the finished product. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, bon appetit!